I'm going to teach you how to make a mini carnation corsage. So first we need our supplies. So we need floral tape, corsage tape, wire cutters, floral shears, ribbon, scissors, a pencil, and corsage pins. And of course our flowers. So first we're going to cut the wire, and a lot of times if you get wire at the supply place, it comes in a bolt wrapped wire, and cut it about this one in half, approximately. It doesn't have to be exact, approximately in half. And we shouldn't need our wire cutters anymore. So now we're going to go with, take your mini carnation. We're going to use our shears and cut it just below the bottom of the head of the mini carnation. And I've got 4 here, so we're going to put 4 in our corsage. Okay, now you're going to take your wire and you're going to pop it through the bottom of the head. Just go straight through, and about halfway through, fold the wire down and just kind of give it a little twist all the way down. So we're going to do that with all 4 mini carnations. Just pop it through about halfway, 2/3 to halfway. Just give it a little twist. And same with the other 2. Just because we're not going to see this wire after we use the corsage tape and wrap it around. So now here's our corsage tape. And I always like green. They also carry white, but I like the green better. I think it looks more natural. So now we're going to take it, and it's not really sticky once you have it in your hands, but it gets sticky when you pull it. So we're going to take it and hold it down, and then you pull it and twist it at the same time. So pull it and twist your mini carnation. Okay, wrap it a couple times around the top, and then we're going to wrap it all the way down the stem. And just twist your mini carnation and go all the way down. So again, just right about where the wire starts, so you're hiding that wire, you're going to pull it and twist. Okay? And just go almost all the way down the wire. You don't have to go all the way down the wire because we're going to end up cutting a lot of that at the end. So the same with this. Pull and just roll it between your fingers almost. So again, you just want to hide that wire on the top and most of the wire on the bottom. So then you just pull it off and you're good. Okay, so now we're going to take our baby's breath, and the real name for baby's breath is gypsophilia, if you're just curious. So we're going to just cut little pieces of it. And I have a bunch here. I probably won't need all of this, but I'm going to go ahead and just cut some pieces so it's ready to go on my mini carnations. That's probably good. Okay, so now we're going to take a little bit of the baby's breath and wrap it around each mini carnation. So a little bit on one side and a little bit on the other, just to kind of cradle the top of it. So we've got it, hold of it here. So just hold on to it, and about where the base of it, again, we're going to twist on that floral tape and pull and spin, basically. And now you just need to wrap it only to where the baby's breath stem is covered all the way. So you just need, you have a smaller mini carnation, just use a little bit less baby's breath. We don't need a lot because once we put this together, we don't want too much baby's breath. I mean, unless you do, but when it's all combined. We don't want, the baby's breath just gives an accent. It's not, we just don't want it too heavy. So see, a little bit on both sides. Hold on to it as you twist it. And tape it down just enough where it covers the bottom of the baby's breath. And sometimes if it's almost too much, just tear that off. And that one I'm going to put just a touch more because this is a little bit bigger mini carnation. And sometimes as you're wrapping it, sometimes it'll move a little bit. Just kind of put it back and again, just pull and twist. Alright, so now we have our 4 mini carnations. See, we had some extra baby's breath. And I always start with the smallest one, almost like a bud, or the smallest mini carnation. That'll be our top one. So now we're going to do one just below it. You kind of give it a little bend so that it kind of comes out so it's away from it. So it's almost like an L. And now we're going to tape that on. And just tape it about where it meets down there. Again, just tape it. And just tape it down to most of the wire. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and go all the way down. We may end up cutting that, but that's okay. That way we want to hide the wire. So because I'm using 4 buds, I'm going to put 2 on the top, I'm going to make a little bow, and then we're going to go 2 on the bottom. So this is, at this point, you could have made your bow already if you wanted to, or make it at this point. I'm going to just quickly show you how to make a bow. Just make a loop, you twist it, hold it, loop, twist it, hold it, loop. So you keep going back and forth. Probably going to go about 5 loops on each side. And this takes practice, so don't get frustrated. It just takes some time and a little bit of coordination to get your fingers to do what they're supposed to be doing. And I'm making it not too big, but enough just to give it a nice accent there. So 5 or 6 loops. I'm going to give it 6 just to make it just a touch bigger. And then you make each loop about the same size, sometimes just a hair bigger than the last one. Okay, so at this point I'm going to switch hands. I'm going to hold that. This is where I'm going to cut it. I'm not leaving a big tail. I'm just going to cut it here. And now again we're going to go back and use one of our wires that we cut. And it goes right in the middle. And you twist it and you hold it real tight and you twist it real tight. Okay, and then we're going to flare that bow out. This ribbon has wire in it, which is nice because it keeps the bow its shape that you want it, where some ribbon, you know, is a little harder to work with because it doesn't have the wire. Then I'm going to trim the edge of that ribbon just because it was a little frayed. Okay, so now we have a little bow, and then we're going to put it on our corsage here, so we have our original piece. And I'm going to do it like an angle, so it's going to, the top of the bow up higher, the bottom of the bow a little lower. So at this point we're going to now we're going to twist that around our existing corsage here. Okay, kind of put the bow where you want it. If you need to slide it up a little bit, just hold on to it. And we're going to tape that on. So right as high as you can go, so it's nice and secure on there. Sometimes you got to lift up the bow a little bit to make sure. Wrap it a couple times so it's nice and secure, and then twist it around. Again, going all the way to the bottom to hide that wire. Okay. So now we're going to put our next flower on, our next mini carnation. Again, I'm going to make it a little bit of an angle so it kind of comes out, and it's going to set kind of right there in the center of that bow. So you have a little bit of ribbon on both sides, and we can tape that on at that point, or now we can take the other one. Just hold on to that. Now we have our 4th one, and we're going to tuck that up underneath there as well, about the same point. And now we're just going to tuck it there. And I'm going to just tape those on at the same time. It makes it just a little bit easier. You have a little less tape that you have to use. So hold it tight so you don't lose it. Tape it as high as you can and then go all the way down one more time. Alright, so all that wire is now covered. Kind of flare out your bow a little bit so you can see it on the top and the bottom. So you've got your base there, and now I usually use a little bit of greenery. And you can use just about any kind. This is ruscus that I got. And I'm taking off the leaves because I don't want to wire those leaves, or I don't want to wrap those leaves. So it's just a little touch of greenery. It's always a little bit nice, but you don't always have to have it. Again, we're going to tape that on there. And I made it really short because you'll see in a minute why. And I might even just take a little bit of that stem off too. So just tape that as, cover that up. You don't have to go all the way down since you've already covered most of your wire. Okay, so at this point, it's pretty much done. Sometimes people like to put a little bit of greenery kind of on the bottom, but I don't necessarily think it's necessary. So at this point, this is where we're going to use our pencil. And we're going to just wrap that stem around the pencil. You're going to curl that up so it gets out of the way. It's kind of hard sometimes to watch that wire because it might poke you a little bit, but keep it secure. See the little curly cue. And now you just put 2 corsage pins on there. Usually 2 is good. 1, sometimes as you're pinning it on, 1 can go high, 1 goes low. And there you go. And that is a mini carnation corsage.